Hello everyone, I'm Baykal. I'm an assistant professor in Communication Design Department at Özyeğin University in Istanbul, Turkey. And I'll be presenting our work on behalf of my great colleagues with multiple backgrounds. Ali Leylekoğlu is our brilliant master student at Design, Technology and Society graduate program, without whose effort and enthusiasm this work would not be possible. And also Sezer, who is the head of VR lab at our university, and Dr. Oygür, who is the former co-director of our Design Interactions lab and recently started working at University of Cincinnati in the US. So the background motivation for our work is that hands-on interaction with objects is an integral part of spatial thinking skills in children. And today, children's object interaction within the virtual reality contexts gain importance. However, new forms of gesture and thought relations for spatial skills are yet to be explored. Thus, in this ongoing study, we pose the research question: how do children's manipulative gestures change in physical and virtual environments? So for this work, we started investigating children's gestural input as an indicator of spatial thinking with a spatial puzzle play, which we used tangram in the study, and we compared our observations in physical and virtual environments. The spatial tasks that we conducted was mainly about building cat figures with tangram puzzle pieces as our objects in three conditions, namely physical, which is being fully analog, VR controller, and VR hand tracking. We used Oculus Quest 2 VR headsets with built-in hand tracking sensors. The color and size of the physical and VR tangram pieces were designed to match the same, and the cat figures were counterbalanced for each of these three conditions. Both verbal and written consent forms collected from children and their parents when we were doing the experiments. So this is what it looks like from participants' view when they wear the virtual reality headsets. We both recorded the hand gesture of our participants as well as the screen views to be able to capture the exact and accurate action for spatial strategies and object interaction. And we're still analyzing the data both qualitatively and quantitatively, but in this poster, we only present our preliminary insights for a set of goal-directed actions based on our informal observations from our recordings and set some further directions for our research. So based on our preliminary insights, we identified the main goal-directed actions such as capturing, moving, locating, aligning, or leaving the object as part of mental rotation strategies. And this is our first step to create a gesture taxonomy for analyzing children's gestural input. And now we're currently working on developing the taxonomy by identifying the hand kinematics that complements these goal-directed actions. But to summarize the main takeaways of our preliminary results, indicate that VR hand tracking offers children more freedom for producing more variety of fine-grained hand movements, whereas they used rather rough hand movements in physical objects and VR-controlled conditions. Also, VR hand tracking gives more freedom for embodied object interaction, in which children could use full body movements and joint motions. For example, they use their torso and they rotate it with their torso, or continuous movements from shoulder to arm, including hand and finger. But for further details, I have to invite you to read our poster, and also please follow our further work coming in the recent future. To conclude with further directions, as mentioned, we are currently developing the gestural taxonomy by focusing on the thorough analysis of hand and finger kinematics that complements these goal-directed actions, which we believe it will not only be helpful for a more thorough understanding of gestural spatial thinking relations, but also this taxonomy could be useful for gestural research in VR hand tracking systems in general. Furthermore, with this study, we believe it is worth to investigate the possible opportunities and limitations offered by VR hand tracking systems on developing children's spatial thinking strategies and skills. And by doing so, explore new forms of gesture and spatial thinking relations in different realities. Thank you for listening. Please feel free to contact us if you have any questions. We'd be happy to answer.